Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. How are you? Wherever you are in the world. 44 people. Hello. Hi, you guys. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Peggy. How are you? Hello, Layla. Hi, Diana. How are you? I hope everybody's doing great today. Today, I want to talk about what's going on energetically in the universe and how to work with it. Okay. So there's a lot going on. I'm going to pull cards for each zodiac sign to give you messages about how you might want to work with whatever's going on for you right now. So whether things are challenging or not, they're moving forward or they're not, like whatever's going on, we're just going to pull some cards for messages for each zodiac sign. But I do want to draw your attention to something right now, that we are having a lot of retrogrades going on. So really? Okay. So we're having a lot of retrogrades going on, and I'm going to go through them with you. And at the end of August, we have two more showing up. And in early September, we have one stopping retrograde and one starting. So we're kind of trading Venus for Jupiter in September. Okay. So what's happening right now, we have Venus in retrograde in Leo. A lot of you know that it's going to be in retrograde until September 3rd. And Venus in retrograde in Leo, depending on where it is in your birth chart, where's Leo in my birth chart, that's where Venus is transiting right now. This can be about lovers coming back. We all know that, like Venus retrograde, hey, here you come back. But retrogrades are about reviewing, revisiting, reconnecting, reorienting, revising, reconsidering. So this is why things may show up for you again. And Venus in retrograde, you can try to understand your current situation by looking back at the last time Venus was in retrograde in this particular part of the sky in Leo, and it was in 2015. So if you had some stuff going on in 2015, this is why I keep a journal. It's great to look back and go, oh yeah, okay, so these were the challenges I was facing around my self-worth, right? Venus, around my self-worth, self-love, my love relationships, whatever it was. It might be helpful to go back and look and just see what was going on for you then. So Venus in retrograde in Leo, like I said, is lightening up, is moving direct on the 3rd of September. Awesome. We also have Chiron in retrograde in Aries that started July 23rd. That's not lightening up until December 26th. So a lot of internal healing can be happening during this time, revisiting old and unhealed wounds, right? So that's happening at the same time. And if you are, a lot of you on my channel are empaths and healers and mystics. A lot of you guys, if you're stepping into healing other people, this may be a time when you're needing to work on healing yourself first. Okay. So it might be like, it might feel selfish to you, but I'm just going to give you permission. Okay. I'm going to give you permission to just do the work on yourself right now, because that's what's needed. In order for you to be a truly powerful shaman or a truly powerful mystic or teacher or of any kind, it's basically working on healing yourself. And what you're doing is you're accepting hidden strengths. Okay. So Chiron is like, oh, that's my wound, but it's really your superpower, right? It's really look at all the Marvel comics, look at all those superheroes. It comes from their weakness turns out is their biggest strength, their biggest power. So pay attention to that. We also have Saturn in retrograde in Pisces until 4th of November. That's about responsibility, structure, rules, discipline. What rules have you put in place for yourself, and are they working or are they not working? Or are you running up against some kind of rule organization, or them's the rules, or people who are just like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. This is the rules. This is about you kind of looking at that and going, you know what, this either works for me or it doesn't work for me. And so you're giving yourself some introspection and some time to look at long-term strategies, long-term goals, right? Because Saturn is about time, especially in Pisces. Thank you, Susie Q, for supporting the channel. So this is about a little bit about discipline, self-discipline, and have I been disciplined? And if not, like what's going on to show me that I haven't been disciplined? So you might, Saturn in retrograde in Pisces can be very spiritual energy. It can be a piece of your spiritual awakening or an up leveling of your spiritual awakening through adversity. So anything that's being feeling like adversity right now, whether it's love or money or career or anything like that. Thank you, Lotus Spirit Tarot. Thank you. You too, love and light. Anything that's feeling like that, kind of look at your responsibilities and your structures. Have you thought about these things? And can I put a new structure in place that's going to work for me in the future? Astrology is about working with the energy. It's not about like, oh, I'm doomed, right? It's like, I'm going to work with this energy. We also have Neptune in retrograde, and that's been since June 30th. That is going to go until December 6th. It's in Pisces. And this can be about the need to delve into your why. Like, why am I doing this? Right? If you're getting hit from rules and structures, you're getting hit from like, am I worthy of this, from Venus, and then from Saturn, like, them's the rules. It's sort of a good time for you to delve into your subconscious understanding of why you're doing certain things. Like, why am I still in this relationship when it's all not working for me? Or it's becoming, oh, thanks, Helene. Hi, Elaine, how are you? Thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel. So Neptune in retrograde in Pisces can be very much about going into your dreams and going into your intuition. That's where the answers are. So I feel like if life feels like it's closing in right now, go into your spiritual connection. That is your strength, right? Be in that place where you're connected to spirit so that you know what moves to make, you know what to do. So that's Neptune in retrograde. Then we have Pluto in retrograde, which you know about. We talked about that for a long time. Pluto retrograde in Capricorn until the 10th of October when it goes direct. And this is about relationships to power. Relationships to power, your own power. Am I giving away my power? Is someone trying to dominate me? And this is about learning about your transformation and your next level of your spiritual awakening. The hidden aspects of life kind of come out, okay, when Pluto is in retrograde in Capricorn. So it's going to go direct in October in Capricorn, and then it will move into Aquarius in January. So kind of like the rest of this year can be about that, because Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, which we just talked about, right? We just talked about Saturn, about responsibility and rules and structure and discipline and all of that. This is giving you a chance to say, I want to blow something up because it's not working for me. I've done my inner work. I'm looking for my why. And I'm really going to focus on putting in place a new structure, a new opportunity. I'm going to be calling in things, right? Retrogrades are about divine feminine energy of calling in instead of the active energy of masculine, right? We know that North Node and South Node are always in retrograde. So it can be, North Node is in Aries right now. So there can be this sense of like, am I true to my karmic path and mission? Am I truly doing what I'm here to be doing? Or am I kind of dealing with other people's needs more than my own? Have I lost my power? There's a lot going on here. Now, all that, right? All that going on. End of August. Mercury goes into retrograde August 23rd, right? Mercury in retrograde in Virgo. Details matter. And so I used to work in as a client service director, and I was working with clients all the time, and we would share documents with them about like, this is how money is being spent and all of that. And those documents were super important, because if you were like, you made a mistake or something like that and had to go revise numbers or move things around, or things got out of hand, then the client starts to not trust you. So there can be this sense of like, details matter. So really pay attention in this Mercury retrograde about how you're communicating, and are you being consistent? Virgo is a lot about consistency. Are you being consistent with your message? Because if you're not, you're going to upend some trust, some relationships that may be kind of new, if they don't have enough, if you don't have enough kind of skin in the game with them, or if you don't have enough reputational bank with people, it can cause them to go, oh, right? Like it can cause them to be like, your communication is sketchy right now. And so I think you're sketchy. So that's not true, but because of this miscommunication, details really matter. So pay attention to that, and pay attention to, if you have to revise something, just be straight up about it. Just be like, just don't try to hide anything, but say, okay, I made a mistake here, and this is how I'm going to fix it. And, or this is something that we just discovered, or whatever it was, whatever it is, just be straight up. Okay. Virgo appreciates that kind of self-effacing honesty, and being able to say, yeah, I made a mistake. I mean, that's a really powerful thing to say, because that supports your credibility. So just be mindful of that. Mercury's in retrograde August 23rd to September 15th. Then we have Uranus going in retrograde in Taurus, August 28th. So in Uranus in retrograde, or Uranus itself, is about change and innovation and individuality. Taurus is about how we make our money. So there might be a need for you to go inside, right? Revisit, reconnect, reorient, reconsider how your safety and security may be built on external things, not on your own self-confidence, or not on your own self-love, or not on who you are. It's built on, I have this title, and I have this amount of money in the bank, and I have these opportunities and stuff. That's all external to you. And that does go right along. So Uranus in retrograde in Taurus, August 28th through 26th January. And then we have Jupiter in September going retrograde in Taurus again. So a lot of this is, Taurus is about what makes us feel safe. And if Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is internal, then it's saying to us, inner growth, self-expansion, self-reflection. So in your consideration, is simplicity a better way? Is there's too much going on externally? Do I want to create? Oh, thank you, Cynthia. How are you? Nice to see you. Is there too much going on in the external world here? Do I need to reel it back in? Do I need to focus on myself as a valuable human being despite what is going on? And this is a very interesting conversation about our 3D life, like what we see around us. What we see around us is a reflection of the past. Okay. It's a reflection of the past. And just so you know, hey, let's see, American first, Taurus moon, need to hear about money, don't care about relationships. What's your relationship to money? Same thing. It's the same energy. So if you're thinking about it, Taurus energy is about what makes us feel safe, what makes us feel cared for. And if there's a sense of that money is the thing that's going to make me feel safe, yeah, a lot of us, money is the thing that makes us feel safe. But money is really a reflection of your inner relationship to yourself. And everything you're seeing around you is a reflection of the past, right? It's a reflection of the past. So let's think about that. Let's get this together. Let's get this together. Let's get first the energy moves. First, the energy is shifted into, I am a super valuable human being, regardless of all of these external trappings, which can, by the way, go away like that. Okay. So what you're doing with Jupiter in retrograde is about reevaluating your beliefs. Okay. Reevaluating your values. Is this still something that matters to me? Is this something I still care about? And internalizing your success and abundance, because those people who have a strong core of self-confidence, they're in the world. Okay. You're here on this planet to learn, and we are subject to cycles. All of us. I don't care who you are. We are subject to cycles of time, of relationship, of energy, of, I'm here for this chapter. This chapter's closing. This chapter's opening. So we do have this, this sense that if I am strong in my core, and I know who I am, it's going to be much easier to weather the natural cycles of our lives and use this energetic invitation, right? To bring about 555, to bring about, sort of cultivating inner abundance. Because when you do that, that shows up. Okay. You cannot attract what you are not. And so it's not about just, all of a sudden some kind of money just flows into you. It flows into you because it's like, oh, wow, I recognize you. I recognize you. All right. I'm there. I'm there. If that's not there, if the inner core is not there. And I want you to also be very careful who you have in your life. Who do you have in your life? Because when we attract people who are vampires or draining our energy or who are not, it doesn't even have to be like a bad person. It can be someone who's just not aligned with you. I just want you to pay much more attention to who you're letting in. Okay. To who you're letting in, because you're doing all this work, right? We're doing all this work. And then someone comes in and kind of, you allow them into your arena, you allow them into your house, you allow them whatever. And bam, all of a sudden, like, what's going on? Why are things sideways? Why are things weird? But if you have that core of self-confidence, you're like, all right, I'm just going to right the ship. Okay. Like I'm going to move that person out of my life. All right. You don't have to be mean. You could just have to turn your attention away from that. Just move away energetically from that and focus on you, focus on what you're doing, focus on moving forward. So Jupiter in retrograde starts September, ends in December. I'm going to do some particular videos around this. Okay. Today in our heart healing group, we are going to be talking about breaking through these boundaries that we're making for ourselves or breaking through low vibration so that you can actually affect change, right? Affect change and not allow for all these energies just to kind of pile up and just be like, okay, well, I'm a victim. I'm a victim here. Like that's, we're not doing that. All right. We're not doing that. So you and me, okay, we're not doing that. So I'm going to pull some cards now for each zodiac sign and we'll see where we go. Okay. For everybody. I'm glad you're here. That was a lot of information that I just gave to you. And I think it's important to understand how it might impact you in your own birth chart in your own life. So take a look at all of those retrogrades. If you have to go back, if you didn't write them down, if you have to go back and look at your birth chart, you're not looking for your Jupiter or your Uranus. You're not looking for the planets. You're looking for the signs, right? You're looking for the signs. The signs, Gemini, Taurus. Where's Taurus? Where's Taurus? Taurus rules my 7th house. Okay. It is about my relationships. And so the fact that, I want to kind of unhook the idea that whenever readings show up with relationship information in them, does not have to be love relationship. It doesn't have to be that. It's about my relationship to the energies around me. Just think of everything as energy, whether it's a person, it's money, it's a job offer. Just think of it as all as energy. Okay. So let's go. And I'm going to let's start with Leo. As Leo is ushered out, we're moving into Virgo time. I'm going to turn on my fan. Okay. I'm going to use a couple decks here. All right. So let's see. I'm going to use the Denise Lynn deck, the Sacred Traveler deck. I'm going to use the Radiant Wise Spirit deck here. If you don't know this deck that I use a lot. And we're just going to pull a card or two for each zodiac sign, messages that you need to know right now. Yes, it is all connected. It is all connected. Nothing is an accident, my friends. Everything is meant to be a mirror for you, to show you your power, to show you your wisdom, to show you your resiliency, right? Ask yourself, what is this teaching me right now? Okay. Before I get going. Okay. All right, Leo, what's happening with Leo for you? Protected by angels. Oh boy, that's a lovely card. Protected by angels, King of Pentacles, Hanged Man, and the Queen of Wands. So I feel like Queen of Wands is you. This is Leo energy. And I feel like if you have a relationship that's difficult with someone who's kind of in power, okay, that whole discussion I was talking about with Pluto and retrograde in Capricorn, if you're having an issue with somebody who's in power, I want you to know that you are protected. I want you to feel that protection. Step into that protection a little bit. I do feel like someone is trying to hold you up, Leo. Someone is trying to block a path for you. And if you're feeling that, death, relationship over. Yeah, relationship to power. So Leo, right now, your job is to work on your relationship to power. I feel like you have to do that. Where are you leaking power as it relates to money or as it relates to security or stability? Are you giving away your power? Does all of your sense of self-esteem come from the fact that I'm a vice president, that I have a title? Does all of your self-esteem come from a partner who has a lot of money or who has a lot of stature or something like that? This is just a wake-up call to Leo that you need to find your own place of power, okay? So I'm starting with Leo. I'm going to go all the way around to Cancer, okay? We're going to go in order. So Leo, your job is to pay attention to your relationship to power and understand that it's showing up in your life because you're needing to look at your relationship to your own power. Okay, so that's for Leo. Might need another deck. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so Virgo, valiant courage, Page of Swords, the Temperance card, and the Queen of Cups. Virgo, messages coming through from Archangel Michael. You're going to win this if you align with your heart. You're going to be more successful aligning with your heart than you will with your logic, right? The answer is going to come from your heart. So whatever you're dealing with right now, I feel like you will be successful, but only if you take a risk based on your heart's desire. So you got to truly understand what that is. Okay, it's one thing, my heart's desire, but like, no, you really need to go in and do a little bit of meditating. I feel like Virgo might be too focused on what they're seeing in their life and not really focused internally very much at all. So Virgo, we're definitely needing to reconnect with your heart, reconnect with your connection to spirit. You're definitely needing to do that. If you do have a Sag or a water sign in your life and you are having a struggle with them, I feel like you will be successful if you take a risk. And taking a risk can be straight up, because this is Sagittarius energy, and this is the Page of Swords, which is about messages. If you are straight up honest with this person, I feel like that's a risk for you, but I also feel like that's the way to go. If you're dealing with someone who maybe has a little bit of drama or a little bit of, they're too ruled by their emotions. If you're dealing with somebody like that, I feel like you need to get in touch with your inner Sagittarius, which is kind of blunt, but also super honest. Like, you might use the phrase, I'm getting the phrase, this might be hard for you to hear. Okay. So if you're dealing with someone who's very emotional, you kind of have to set the expectations within a conversation with them and start by saying, this might be hard for you to hear, right? So they're going, oh, okay, what's hard for me to hear? So they're already prepared for it, and you're trying to prepare them, because I think you have some kind of really honest truth to say, okay? Especially to a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or even a Sagittarius. But I feel like you're channeling your inner Sagittarius, Virgo. And you've got to say like, hey, listen, oh, thanks, Chrissy. Thank you for supporting the channel. I think you have to say something really strong to this person. Let's see. Five of Swords. It's like, hey, get off my cloud a little bit. You might feel like this person is manipulative, and in which case you're straight up. You're being straight up, like you're combating manipulative behavior. Maybe someone's manipulating or trying to manipulate you with their feelings. Too much water, like they start crying and then you can't talk anymore. Like you got to break through that. All right. You got to break through that. So Virgo, be straight up, channel your inner Sagittarius and take a risk. It's going to work out great. It's going to work out great. Libra, for you, my darling, navigating by the stars. I'm a Libra rising. I keep getting this card for myself. Ace of Wands, new ideas, Sun. Oh, excuse me. Beautiful. Okay. So I want you to understand, you might not see the road right now, navigating by the stars. This is a little bit about trusting. Okay. This is a little bit about following your bliss and trusting. There's a new idea coming in Leo time. So we're almost out of time for Leo, right? We're almost out of time. And it comes in a very small package. It may not feel like the big answer to something. Okay, Libra, but like Ace of Wands is really big, and the Sun is really big. I feel like you've got to shine and you've got to step into your self-confidence, and then be grateful for whatever opportunities come your way. Gratitude is the path here. And I just want you to, if any of you are feeling a little bit like challenged right now with all these retrogrades, I just want you to know that on the other side of this is really good stuff. So follow these retrogrades and use the energies of the retrogrades to help you. And then heads up, pay attention to a new offer coming in. King of Cups. It could be coming. It could be a love offer. Could be love coming in, Libra, if you're sort of like shining brightly. It could also be someone who sees your worth and value, is mirroring your worth and value to you. This person also has a hard time expressing their feelings. So that's why the offer may be very small, or the gesture may be very small. Be super grateful for it. All right. Be super grateful for it. Because I just feel like, you want to take everything in that is, if it's mirroring back to you something that's sparkly and joyful, then it's awesome. I really feel like this person might have a hard time at first expressing their feelings, but don't be fooled. There's a lot of feelings there. All right. That's for Libra. Scorpio, for you, my darlings. Scorpio. All right. View from above. Wheel of Fortune. Wow. 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. So don't do what you've always done. All right. What is it to get to see the frame? You got to get out of the picture, or something like that. To see the big picture, you got to get out of the frame. And I feel like, Scorpio, if you're in a box, if you're in a frame of like, this is what it means, this is what's going on for me, I feel like the universe is saying, hey, pull back a little bit, pull out, see the bigger picture, see what's going on, because this is a big deal. All right. The Wheel and the 9 of Wands. Don't hold on to old ways of handling it either. Okay. Especially around your work. Don't hold on to old ways of doing things. Be more creative, be more innovative, be more insightful. Listen to other people's ideas. Really get out of your own box. Okay. Really get out of your own box. Yep. Look at this. Wisdom. Wisdom is applied lesson. So we might be like, oh, man, I've been learning a lesson. But now's a chance to apply it. What is all this you've been saying? Excuse me. What is all this you have been saying over time? And have you really incorporated that into how you're living your life? So there might be some changes ahead for Scorpio. There might be some kind of new opportunity coming in for your work. Don't do it the old way. There's new ways of doing it. There's new ways of earning money. There's new ways of expansion, new ways, right? Write a book, do a television show, do something, get out of your old ways of making money or being in your career. Get out of it, right? That's why whatever's going on right now, that's why it's going on. Excuse me. Sorry. Morning frog. Okay. All right, Saggies, for you, my darling. Solitude. 7 of Wands. Tower. Oh, boy. 4 of Swords. I feel like you are dealing with a situation right now. I feel like you got to fight for yourself a little bit. There might be something going on that's distressing to you or upsetting to you, or it may be happening the end of this month. I feel like you got to stand up for yourself. I feel like you are, it's like, okay, you've got this, something going on for you. Hi, Sheila. Thank you. Oh, good. Pathfinders today. I feel like you've got to stand up for yourself. Solitude, right? In silence, peace prevails. There's some people around you, or there's some situation around you that does need to get blown up. You don't need to drag it with you. You just need to be like, hey, you know what? I'm standing up for myself. I'm not going to knuckle under to this pressure or whatever, I got to take a time out. I got to take a break. All right. It's important to do that. I've seen that for Sagittarius recently about taking a break. Your spiritual connection is the most important thing right now. Okay. Your spiritual connection is the most important thing. Take a break. Take a break, especially if you've been fighting a lot of fights on a lot of fronts. It's not going to help you just to keep grinding away. All right. Because I think that's why the Tower is happening. It's like, all right, it's time for a little solitude. It's time for a little prayer. It's time for a little reconnection with spirit. All right. That's for Saggies. For Capricorn, first light. Oh, thank goodness. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and the 10 of Wands. Dude, I mean, this is you. This is not a Capricorn card, but I feel like it should be. So 10 of Wands is like, I'm pushing. I'm doing what I've always done. It's very important to me that I handle all of these things all at once. I'm going to say to you that there's something new to learn, and I don't think you're really seeing it yet. Okay. I feel like it's going to come in fast, or it could come in on the heels or during a discussion with something that feels not so good. So someone could kind of come at you and you have to deal with it, right? You're dealing with it, but you got so many irons in the fire, or so much energy is going in different directions that I don't know if you can kind of like defend yourself. So just be aware of that like you're putting too much energy to things that don't matter. All right. You're making a lot of busy work for yourself, and you're taking on other people's burdens. Okay. You're taking on other people's burdens. It's time to not do that. So if someone comes at you and you've been kind of like taking on their burden and they're like super ungrateful about it, that's the lesson. It's like, let's stop doing that. Right. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not responsible for the success of this other person. I'm not responsible for the happiness of this other person. I'm not responsible to make sure that you get where you need to be every day, and all of these kind of micromanagement things. This is just draining your energy, Capricorn. And someone's going to come at you that it's going to feel super ungrateful to you, because it is. And so then you're like, guess what? Not doing it anymore. You're on your own, pal. Okay. I can hear Capricorn saying that. Okay. Aquarius, for you, what's going on for Aquarius? Rejuvenating rain. Oh, that's lovely. Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, and the Moon. So there is something coming in here after a long period of grind. Okay. After a long period of grind, I feel like there's some kind of fear or some kind of thing coming up from the bottom. It's meant to teach you about your own self-worth and value. All that stuff I was just talking about with all those retrogrades. Any kind of adverse money situation is showing you an important lesson about how you're not valuing yourself, or you're not really doing what you want to do. This might be a time to change it. Okay. And there's something coming up from your subconscious that's trying to poke through as a new opportunity. All right. So pay attention to what is coming up in dreams or whatever. I feel like you might just dump something that has been a grind. Okay. That has been not working, that is requiring you to be very responsible, but no one else is being responsible. Okay. So that's a bad thing. Like, you're letting clients slide by. You're not charging clients correctly. You're doing things that aren't really benefiting you in any way, but they're making you be the one who's responsible for all the any kind of stuff that's going on. It's just unfair. So going into your own spirituality, I'm getting this for a lot of you, going into your own spirituality, your connection. I feel like you're saying, why is this happening? Because there's something better. You're not doing the right thing right now, Aquarius. There's something better on the other side. There's something better. Wow. Okay. So Pisces, for you, Pisces, grounding, excuse me, grounding, 3 of Cups, 6 of Swords, Ace of Swords. I love it. So I feel like Pisces just needs to stand still for a second. Thank you, Zaina. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. So I'm so grateful to you guys for supporting this channel. All y'all. Thank you. So this is a time to go deep, Pisces. This is not a time to express outwardly. This is a time to listen inwardly. And I feel like there is some kind of real strong message coming through to you that's been trying to break through for a long time. And by Labor Day, okay, or by the next holiday, whatever holiday is next, okay, for you Pisces, this is going to send you in a new direction. It's like you're finally figuring out your why. Pisces is finally, it's like quiet your mind enough. That's why meditation is so important. And it's meditation with manifestation. You cannot manifest from a moving car. You cannot manifest from a place of lack. You cannot manifest a new chapter from scattered energy. Okay. So pulling it in and listening to this message. So once you pull it in and you're taking your connection to spirit more seriously, I feel like someone has to hear that it's like not a consistent practice. Some of you are not meditating consistently, and that's what's coming through. Okay. So I feel like, oh, cool. Now I know where I'm going. This is a very simple message for Pisces. It's very much about standing still for a minute so you can hear what spirit is trying to say to you. Okay. And then you can move forward. I like that. All right. Aries, for you, all these readings are sun, moon, rising, and Venus. So take what resonates. At the end of this, I will do a little reading for everybody watching. Okay. All right. So Aries, discovering truth, Page of Wands, Seven of Swords, Six of Pentacles. Aries, discovering truth. It's like starting at the beginning. I feel like you've been walking a path based on a lie for a long time. Like someone has asked for your help, that there's definitely draining energy here. I feel like you are the wealthy man. You are someone who has a lot to give. And there's some people around you who are taking from you who don't need to. So, or who are being like, who don't need it or something like that. They're asking you, all right, they're asking you for more time to do a project or more time or something like that, affects you negatively, right? Affects you negatively, but they don't really need the time. They're just being lazy. Okay. So Aries, I feel like if somebody is kind of taking advantage of your good nature, now that we have North Node in your sign of Aries, it's time for you to reassert your power, reassert your rights. And this whole thing about discovering truth, you stand in the light of truth, you're uncovering that this person is kind of taking advantage of your good nature. I feel like this Page of Wands is like, I hardly ever see Aries as a Page of Wands, but in this instance, it could be somebody that you've really trusted for a long time, somebody who has a lot of credibility with you. They have a lot in the bank with you. And then you're seeing that they're kind of just taking advantage. It can be a real gut punch when you know that somebody who is a trusted friend or colleague is just like skating by, and then they're like, oh, I can't do the project. Could you just do it? I've got a big, my parents' 25th anniversary is tonight. I can't do it. And it's a total lie. Okay. Just beware. Okay. Aries, ask a lot of embarrassing questions if somebody is trying to push responsibilities back on you that aren't yours. Okay. That's for Aries. Now we have Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer left. And then I'll do a reading for everybody. So Taurus, for you, Desert Passage, trust that there's a divine plan, Five of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Empress. This is about, I feel like there's people around you, Taurus, because this is Libra and Taurus. I do feel like you're really balanced and I feel like you're grounded. And so like, why is this happening? Right? Trust that there's a divine plan. If you feel pretty good and you feel anchored and you feel like you're doing the right thing, why is this Five of Wands coming along? I almost feel like it's professional jealousy, or there's some kind of like, you're very empowered or powerful. And I just feel like people are pushing back on that for the sake of like balancing the power between you. And so I don't like that, Taurus. 10 of Pentacles. You sure are. Like, you know what you're doing. I just want to reassert that for you. And I also feel like some of you Taurians might have a struggle with a relationship that is a love relationship, you know, maybe there's an imbalance in terms of money or in terms of stability or in terms of, you know, what you're doing in the world. And there's just a sense of like, why is this happening? Why is this going on? So know that it has to do with you reasserting, reaffirming your own self-confidence, and that this is noise coming from someone else. The lesson here is it's not about me, right? It is about you because it's showing up for you. But it's not, they're doing it because of my power. They're doing it because of, they want to, you know, balance the connection. So there's something in me that is radiating out this powerful self-confidence. And I don't want you to change that, but I just want you to know that not everybody is psyched about that. Not everybody likes that you take up a lot of space, Taurus. Okay. So just know that. And if there's a struggle in your relationship, I do feel like it might have to do with money. I do feel like it might have to do with investments, what we've invested, or time. Okay. You put a lot of time and energy into a relationship. Some of you, it's time for this relationship to go. If this person can't handle it, if this person can't deal with it and they're struggling, I feel like that, you know, when some of you guys have been lifeguards in your travels, they teach you that when you're approaching a drowning person, to approach them from behind. If you get in front of them and you try to save them, they could take you down with them. So try not to do that. Okay. I feel like a relationship might be ending because they're too much, I don't know, drama, but they don't like that you take up a lot of space energetically, and that's not your fault. Okay. That's not your fault, Taurus. All right, Gemini. Excuse me. All right, Gemini, like, speak up for yourself. Gemini, grace and gratitude, Queen of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. So Gemini, I feel, oh, come on back. Come on back. Right now, just getting into gratitude for what is, getting into, you know, allowing for some things to just kind of be the way they are, allowing for some grace, give someone some forgiveness, let's let things go. Let's let go a long-standing argument. Let's stop doing this, right? And be grateful for what we have. Stop fighting with me. So I feel like the way to move forward, I feel like you have new possibilities coming in. And right now there's a lot of choices and it can seem really unclear. Okay. But what you are, I feel like you're not understanding that there's some relationships that you have in your life that are worth it and some are not. Some are powerful for you and some are not. And I just feel like you're deciding right now which of those relationships are worthy of your time and attention and which are not. You also have this move toward this Three of Pentacles, which is about collaborations. I feel like Gemini, one of the things that you might learn right now is if you're confused or if you're kind of lost, you don't have to figure it out yourself. Okay. I feel like there might be other people around you, and be grateful for them. Be grateful for their energy. Be grateful for their help. It's a crossroads, a big crossroads coming for Gemini. This is testing your strength and resilience, your courage, your ability to manage whatever's going on inside you that feels confused or unsafe or whatever it is. You're going to be able to do this because you are the Queen of Swords. Okay. So this is her hand like outstretched. It's like, it's not just this blunt truth. It's sort of with a sense of like, okay, I see where I'm going. I can see where I'm going. I can see that there's collaborations. I know that there's a lot of choices. I'm not going to get confused by this. I know that there's a crossroads coming and I'm going to make a good decision for myself. You're standing on the shoulders of ancestors here, Gemini. And it's like you're standing on all of the experience that you've built in your life, all of the things that have come before you, all of the opportunities you've been given have prepared you for this moment in time. So we don't get to big crossroads and have big stuff happening in our lives without having the preparation. Now, whether we've taken it on board and we've sort of integrated it into wisdom, That's another matter. Have we made, if we have to make big choices that may not be easy, have we taken on board the lessons, or are we just like, oh, it's, there's just a lot of stuff. Like, I don't know. I am who I am. I'm not changing. Like, if there's a little bit of that attitude, I think that that's not what's being asked for right now. What is being asked for is have some gratitude for people around you. Know that you don't have to do it all on your own. There's help coming. You don't have to be confused or scared. And through gratitude, joy expands. I think in this, maybe it's a challenging time for Gemini. I think giving credit where credit is due, being very grateful for those who do help you, and recognizing that, and moving on from relationships that don't. Okay. All right. Finally, we will have Cancer, and then I'll do a reading for everybody watching. Wise leader. Excellent, excellent energy here. World. King of Wands. Fool. Cancer. I feel like you're dealing with a person who is teaching you a lot. Look at this, World and Fool and King of Wands. You could be dealing with a fire sign who is going through a transition themselves. So are you. And there's a kind of a, I'm getting this a lot for Cancer, that there is a mirroring going on between you and another person that's really showing up pretty strongly right now. And I feel like you're both going through some kind of big change. Okay. This is almost like a Queen of Wands, right? You see her with that, it's a spear and the torch. And then there's the King of Wands. I feel like you two are moving forward together in some important way. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles. So there's a new opportunity to be with a fire sign. Seriously, Cancer, Aries, Leo, Sag. You might have that going on in your life. And this is the new, this is like the brass ring. This is the person. This is the right person for you. And Ace of Pentacles is about investing in the future. So there's something inspirational about this person. There's something that's inspiring you to make a change, and vice versa. There's something that is about your courage and your ability to tap into your heart that is inspiring this Queen of Wands. So I like this very much. I feel like this is a beautiful energy of moving forward. You're both going through a lot. There's your card, Cancer. There's your card. So you guys are the key to each other. You guys are the key to each other's future. That's the first real relationship reading we've kind of had here. You're the you're the key to their future. They're the key to your future. So there's a as I pick up these cards and move to the new deck, there's a Japanese puzzle. I think it was in Indiana Jones too. I put this in a reading the other day about two keys. And you have to turn the first key first and the second key second, or it won't open. You can't do the second key first and the first key second. You have to do it in order, but you don't know which order is correct. So using your intuition to figure out the first key and the second key, I feel like that's what's going on for Cancer, for you and this other person, that you're both learning the first key and the second key. Okay, so that's trying to come through for you. And which key is the first key? I feel like that's the message here. Okay, so you can invest and walk forward together. Really beautiful, beautiful energy there for everybody. I'm going to use this mythic deck. I found this on Etsy. They don't, this is not printed anymore. So I searched it for forever. The mythic deck has some new artwork, which I'm not super fond of, but I love the mythic deck. So I went and found this deck from like 1986 or something like that. All right, so let's do a little reading for everybody. This is the general energy of what's going on right now in the midst of all those retrogrades that I talked about in the beginning of the hour. Okay, so if you're just joining us, I did a whole bunch on the astrology of the end of 2023 that might be impacting you right now. Underneath is divine masculine. Grounded, very earth energy related here. Guides, okay? If you're having trouble in your 3D life, I saw this in a couple of these readings. It's really about going inside to your connection to spirit. That's what needs to happen right now. And I feel like the way to do that, you cannot listen and tune into your intuition if you're all jacked up, if you're all upset or whatever. So you've got to just anchor yourself. You got to do a couple of deep breaths, just get into a more peaceful place. Okay. The guides will show you what to do next, how to assert your divine masculine. The guides are going to show you. So let me do a little reading about that for everybody to give you some sense of messages from the guides, please. Messages from the guides. I don't know what's going on with my throat today. Morning frog. Okay. Underneath is the Queen of Swords. This is about seeing things clearly, about knowing your truth, about not being shy about saying it. She still has that can of water. You see that right there? So she's not unfeeling. She's a feminine energy, but it's much more logical. This is much more about logic. That's Aquarian energy, right? This is much more about logic. And it is about like, that's fine that you feel that way, but here is what I'm saying. I'm going to just the facts. I'm going to show you the facts. Okay. And I'm not going to be harsh about it, but I am going to show you the facts of a situation. So the Queen of Swords is saying, hey, get into your intuition because your guides are going to show you the facts of a situation so you can turn around and use that in your life. 5 of Cups. Justice. Oh, God. All right. Earth signs and air signs well represented here. I've got Libra and Aquarius. I've got Capricorn with that grounded energy. Opportunity. There's Capricorn again. Opportunity. Unhook from this nonsense. That's the opportunity. What's the universe asking of us? Messages are trying to get through. Can you please open up? Messages are trying to get through. I'll walk you through this reading in a second here, more specifically. 8 of Swords and how we got here. The future. Again, Aquarian energy, the star. And the recent past, 4 of Wands. 8 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, Lovers, 6 of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Ta-da! First card, last card. Okay? So you see, this is Libra energy, right? With the balancing of the scales. She's Aquarian energy with the feelings. So logic and feelings need to balance. Somebody has a strong feeling. Somebody has logic on their side. And there can be this sense of maybe there's 5 of Cups. Maybe there's something that's breaking down or some kind of relationship that's ending or some kind of situation that is occurring at this end of August that is going to, it's saying to me like, no regrets here. All right. No regrets. Make sure you say what you need to say. Hi, Chrissy. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Make sure you say what you need to say and like wrap it in a little bit of compassion. Okay. Because I think it's pretty strong that there is a sense of some of you, there's a breakup here. That's very strong breakup energy, but it's also breaking up because there's a purpose, because this has gotten stuck, because this energy is not moving. So what the feelings versus the logic, I'm still getting this kind of dichotomy. Like it doesn't have to be one or the other, right? It doesn't have to, logic is not devoid of feeling, and feeling is not devoid of being able to communicate it or being able to share it or being able to act on it, right? So those things need to really be in balance. That's what justice is about. It's about balancing these things. So if there's a sense of one person, so I'm going to go here. If there's one person who has a lot of feeling and the other person is super logical, the person who's super logical may need to incorporate feeling. The person who's super feeling may need to get logical, a little more logical. So the two can talk to each other, because right now they're talking past each other, definitely talking past each other. In the recent past, this 4 of Wands, I feel like it was like, everything's great. Everything's cool. I think it might've been a little, you might've felt that this was a little too easy, that there was something that happened, that you moved right into a connection with a person or right into a new job or whatever, before asking a lot of questions or before recognizing if this person was really right for you or this situation was right for you. I feel like the universe is saying, hey, I'm trying to talk to you right now, because if things are kind of doing this, if you're feeling like I have a lot of regrets because I didn't ask a lot of questions, I have a lot of regrets about a situation. Maybe I was too much in my feelings, not enough in my logic, or whatever that dichotomy is. Now I'm going to unhook from that. Now I'm going to right the ship. Okay. Now I'm going to say, I'm not going to continue on this way out of balance, because basically what happened was my mindset got very, very rigid. Okay. So if you have a rigid mindset about what a situation looks like or is, I feel like that is going to need to come down, because there's new information, there's new ways of looking at things, there's new feelings around it, there's new stuff. Like, let's stop being, stop being this way. Eight of Swords is definitely saying, hey, this is self-defeating behavior to think that this is the only way to go, my way or the highway. This is self-defeating behavior. And that's something that's here to be healed, right? Pandora's box. This is the star card in this deck, the mythic deck. She's kind of opening it. And it's not just, we opened Pandora's box. Oh my God, we've opened up a whole shit show going on here. But that's not really it. You see that the star, what's also released here is angelic presence. What's also released here is messages from spirit. When you finally open up your mind a little bit, you can see the other person's point of view, or you can say, oh yeah, I'm not really tapping into my intuition about this. Feelings are intuition. I'm not really tapping into that, and I need to do that. This is Aquarian energy, right? There's a lot of thinking. It's very airy and everything. But this card is also not only a card of healing, but a card of hope. Okay. So there's beautiful, hopeful energy here. You might end up walking away from a situation. This is how you're showing up. And you might regret, or you might be walking away from something that isn't going to balance. Maybe that other person isn't going to meet you at a place where, hey, listen, I'm balancing my logic with my feelings and my intuition. I need that from you too, right? I need that from you too. I need you to meet me where I am. And the other person may say yes or no. I feel like there's a little time here where we don't know the answer. We don't know what's right or what's not right for us. We're not sure. There's a lot being offered to you. There's a lot of ways of doing things and moving forward. And it is your choice, lovers. Okay. It is your choice. That's the hopes and fears. The outcome is the Six of Pentacles. So again, I'm getting this sense of like, you don't have to do this alone. Maybe you need to get out of your own mindset by asking an uninterested third party. Okay. By asking somebody who's doesn't have any kind of skin in the game, doesn't have any preconceived notions about what's going on. You need an impartial viewpoint in order to move forward. And I feel like some of you are really healing a closed mindset about something. And that's what I'm going to go right back to the beginning where I was. All of the retrogrades that are going on are giving you a chance. And I'm going to make sure I have my notes here. Giving you a chance to review, revisit, reconnect, reorient, revise, and reconsider. Okay. So it's like you're getting a second chance, a second bite at the apple. This is a time for reviewing and assessment, deep introspection between now and the end of the year. It's a time for maybe delays or challenges, because they're showing you the things you need to balance. I need to balance my feelings about this with what I logically see to be true. Okay. So sometimes you can really not want to see the truth about something because you feel your intuition says that's not true. So you got to find out if it's true or not. Internal focus, unresolved issues may come up. Triggers, pay attention to triggers right now, especially for the rest of August. Pay attention to triggers. They are a very strongly connected roadmap to your past life karma, to contracts that need to be closed or need to be open. Triggers show you the roadmap of your unconscious. It's showing you the things that need to be healed. If you get triggered by a bill that shows up out of nowhere, if you get triggered by a person that you're dating and they're not showing you their phone, or they're very secretive about their phone. Okay. So if you get triggered by that, phone's not really the problem, is it? It's much more about like how I feel about what could happen, secrecy. It's about that. And if you get triggered by a bill, it's sort of like, or money of some kind. It's like, get to your sense of self value. Look at that again. Look at your relationship to money. What is your relationship to money? So this is a time of returning past matters, strengthening weak points, heightening inner awareness, revisiting and revising our plans. So just know that you don't have to do it alone. Okay. You don't have to do it alone. My Pathfinders group at 1:00, we talk about these issues all the time. You guys are so good for each other. You're also good for me. We talk about things that are really happening, going on in our lives, and how can we work with the energies. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys today at 1:00. So I hope this was a great reading for you. I hope it gave you some kind of answers to the things that are going on in your life. And it's so great to be live with you guys. And now it's getting brighter outside. So you brought in the sun. So thank you very much. All right, you guys, have a great day. I hope this was helpful to you, and I will see you later today.